Welcome once again as we go above the net with Jackie Simpson-Kirr. She is the head coach of the Mason women's volleyball team. We are here at the rack, and coach, a couple of good wins over the weekend at the Mason Invitational, dropping the first match of that tournament, but coming back for back-to-back victories.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a rough night Friday night out. We had a great game plan set up, and we started off a little bit slow and kind of had a little shell shock factor. I think part of it was we had an amazing crowd, like one of the best crowds we've had since I've been here as a head coach, and the noise level in the gym was so loud that there was a lot of miscommunication plays because we weren't used to playing over top of that type of volume. I think the team really responded well, reflecting on the play the night before, and then coming back to play strong matches the next day, really focusing on and executing those game plans.
Whenever you have a tournament like that where you're winning back-to-back matches, now you've put 4 wins together in your last 6 matches overall, and in those victories you've dropped only 6 sets. Tell us about the play during that time, going back to the Penn Invitational.
Yeah, I think that the main change that we've seen with the team is there's less fear of making errors and more intent to swing aggressively, pass aggressively, and that results in wins because you're going for points instead of shying away from things. You can't, in the sport of volleyball, be so worried about making mistakes because that's the result you'll wind up getting. So the team has done 2 things. They've been more aggressive with the ball, but then they've also really followed through our defensive system well, and that's led us into higher attack qualities.
Were you able to make the adjustments that you wanted to between that Penn Invitational and the Mason Invitational? First set victories against both Hampton and Loyola in convincing fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were starting a little bit slow in all of our matches, kind of trying to see what the other team was about and figure them out. And our team kind of redirected the focus onto us. What are we going to do? How do we play Mason volleyball? And that's where those fresh starts came out and really strong and aggressive. And the rest of the match followed suit behind it.
We look around the rack here and we see the Atlantic 10 banners for all the schools hanging around us as well. And now conference play is upon us here at George Mason University. You started off this weekend in a tough 2-match swing, taking on both St. Louis and Dayton on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. They're 2 of the historically top teams in our conference, so it always makes for a rough road weekend. It's also the furthest travel that we have to make. We've got an early morning flight tomorrow, so it's going to be how quickly can our group hit the reset and refocus on getting adjusted to being in St. Louis, being in a different time zone, ready to go. I think by coming in early, though, it'll allow us a full day to get in their gym, practice, feel the environment of what their gym feels like, and really get prepped for that first match.
Well, we don't want to have a service error here and forget about a couple of the marquee players from the Mason Invitational, and that is Tiffany Clark, and also who we'll talk to next, and that is Sydney Fanoga, who earned all tournament honors in the Mason Invitational.
Yeah, it was really exciting for us to see Tiffany as a senior going back-to-back weekends, making all tournament, having great play from one weekend to the next. It's hard to sustain that type of level of play, and to see her do that back-to-back weekends was awesome. Sid really raised her level of play, super aggressive on offense, working to get behind the setter in transition. She's our M1, so that means she plays with the setter front row twice. So that's a lot of work to be only one of 2 hitters in the front line as a middle, and she did a great job of just getting into that hip position and getting back behind Caitlin to be an option for us. And teams actually started double blocking her, just sending 2 blockers against her, and she was still scoring. So that's really fun to see somebody really just take off and it's lights out. And I'm confident that we're going to see that again soon.
Coach, as always, it's great to see you. We'll turn our attention now to Sid.
All righty.
Well, Sydney, junior middle blocker, Sydney Fanoga, now our guest here on Above the Net. And you heard the coach there talking about your play in the Mason Invitational. Describe your play in the 3 matches in the event.
Just like it's a home tournament, and like I knew that a lot of people were going to be coming out here, and it was good to the support system that we knew that was coming out. You just wanted to play for not only the team but the people that are coming to support us here at Mason. So I just wanted to go all out and as a team try and make sure that we all performed well and gave them what they came for, a win. So.
How do you deal with the nerves? Obviously everyone deals with the nerves a little bit differently. Tiffany Clark will have a different way of kind of calming herself down than you will. What's your strategy as you head out when you look at that home crowd?
I think mine's more beforehand. I talk a lot, so I kind of talk my teammates' ears off before, and then when I get on the court, I kind of calm myself down and I'm able to get into the groove of things. So
How about on the court? Convincing wins against both Hampton and Loyola and back-to-back victories. How do you carry that over as a group, as a team? Getting a chance to go on the road and be together for a whole weekend against two very tough competitors.
I mean, now that we've kind of ended this weekend with 2 wins, we're heading into this conference play with 2 big teams, and we're going to be hungry for more wins now. We had these 2, we experienced these 2 wins, and now we want to go and get a few more this weekend.
How have you grown as a player as well? I mean, obviously, this is your 3rd year here with Mason. Talk about the improvements that you've made in your game from your freshman season.
For me personally, I've been able to kind of calm it down in terms of my playing and being able to analyze what's going on across the court. I still have lapses every now and then, but I'm able to kind of identify them better and then fix it and adjust. So that's helped me a lot in my gameplay.
You had the tournaments, and sometimes in tournament play you play 4 matches in the span of 2 days. Now a chance to get some rest. You'll play at St. Louis, then get a chance to rest before taking on Dayton.
Yeah, with tournament play, we have a lot of games back-to-back sometimes, and we have to kind of reset our mind for each opponent that we play because they're all different in their style. But now that we have just 2 teams to focus on for this weekend, we have the whole week to prepare for them and really dial down on what we need to work on here in practice that'll give us the best chance to win this weekend.
What do you think you can carry over from the Mason Invitational that would lead to some success against these very tough competitors?
Ending this weekend with 2 wins has put our girls in this mindset of being hungry for more. After you've tasted it once, you kind of want to get some more of it if it's good. So, this weekend we're going to be hungry for a win and go out to play our hardest.
That is junior middle blocker Sydney Fanoga. Our thanks to the head coach Jackie Simpson-Kirr. We'll see you next time as we go above the net.